So, hello and welcome. Here we are. It's day 8 of the Feast for the Soul. We've got a great group of people here, people that are joining the feast, which is a 40-day spiritual practice period. It's really self-directed. You do it on your own, but we are here as part of the feast faculty. I'm one of them, also the co-director of the feast, where we provide for you days and days of meditations, mostly live, but there are recordings like this one's going to be recorded. And we invite you to deepen your spiritual practice, whatever that looks like. Whether it means you go from not meditating every day to meditating once a day for 5 minutes, or whether you have a pretty regular practice and you want to, let's just say, improve it or take it to the next level. So that would look like 2 meditations a day. It might look like even making your day really everything you do a spiritual practice. Like where you're sitting is holy ground, where you practice is holy. What you are doing every single day or every minute of the day is mindful, attentive, with a heart of love. You can turn your whole life into a spiritual practice. And at some point, I know some of you feel this way, you can't really separate your life from your spiritual life because it's all one thing. That's really the yoga of meditation, is really yoking your spiritual life to everything you say, do, feel, think, and really as in terms of creating community. I was telling my husband yesterday that, there are no strangers. They're just friends I haven't met yet. And he says, "Why do you talk to everybody?" I said, "Because you never know. You could change someone's day by smiling or creating a little joy in someone's day by offering to help them put their carriage back at the grocery store. What does it look like to live a spiritual life?" Today, I'm inspired by, I have to tell you who else is here. There's a group of meditation teachers in training that are here. They're in their 8th month of the teacher training, and they're almost wrapped up. In March, they'll be done. So, welcome to you. They're learning how to do what I'm doing, learning how to talk about meditation, guide you into meditation, and hold space for people who are looking to upgrade their lives. So we welcome you and anyone who's here from Facebook or anyone that's just accidentally found themselves here for this divine appointment. Speaking of divine appointments, I was thinking about a woman today who really inspires me. She's a medieval woman. And, as a woman who is often looking for inspirational quotes and people from historical times in terms of the saints and mystics, I'm always impressed by the amount of work that I find around Hildegard of Bingen. Now, she's a German mystic who was a nun. She started hearing musical notes and seeing mystic visions when she was very, very young. She joined a nunnery. She was very powerful. She has more music published from that time than anyone else. And at the end of our meditation today, I would like to share some of her music with you. But she was always talking about, let me see if I can grab this, some of her quotes here. Maybe I'll do it in a little bit, but I want to say that she thought there was, just like Emerson did, there was this one, capital O-N-E, this one energy that pervades and infuses everything with the divine. And she was really an advocate for taking care of the environment and loving nature as God. And she really inspired me. Her music is beautiful, and I think you'll love her. So if you stay around at the end of the meditation, I'll play some of her music for you, and then we'll also go into a breakout room. But meanwhile, my name is Sarah McLean. I have been teaching meditation since 1993, and I'm so happy that meditation is popular and that you're here and you're creating this ripple effect of peace in your environment, in your world, and we all need that. So today I thought we would go back to some basics because I know some of you are new to meditating with me. The basics being, what is meditation and what about desires in meditation? And what about mantras in meditation? So today's meditation is going to feature mindfulness as we dive into this moment more deeply, welcoming everything, resisting nothing. And as you know, mindfulness means paying attention on purpose in a particular way, paying attention in the present moment, paying attention to one thing at a time, and refraining from judgment, refraining from thinking something's better than it was or should be better than it is, or that you're resisting or you're clinging to a certain way. It's just an easy way of being present with your life. So we start every meditation with mindfulness, and I'll take you into that practice. Then we'll move into what's called self-inquiry. Self-inquiry. It's a simple thing where if someone says to you, "How are you?" you might, before answering in a rote fashion, think, "Well, how am I?" I invite you to do this right now. How am I right now? How am I feeling? Where's my mind? How's the body doing? How am I? Self-inquiry is taking the opportunity to ask you rather than to, in a rote fashion, just respond to a question without asking you. So we're going to learn how to do this in meditation. And then we're going to practice something called a mantra practice. Now, mantra doesn't mean motto. It doesn't mean affirmation. It simply means instrument for the mind. It's an instrument for the mind. And what does that instrument do? I like to think of it as a vehicle that takes us from the level of mental activity, to-do list, what was going on earlier, what's going to happen later. It's a vehicle that takes you from this active mind to the depths of your inner world. It helps you to settle your nervous system and so that you can have the direct experience of the thinker of the thoughts rather than the thoughts themselves. So this is what a mantra is used for. It's a vehicle that takes you from activity into silence. And I'm going to teach it to you when we meditate. So today we're going to meditate for about 20 minutes together. I know some of you have meditated for a long time with me as we've gone through the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years together. And some of you are brand new to meditation. So for you who are brand new, I like to share with you what I call the 5 essentials to meditation. These are what I wish I knew when I first learned to meditate in the late 80s. So I wish someone had told me that thoughts are okay. It's okay when you sit down to meditate to have a thought other than what we're doing in the meditation. It's the nature of your mind to think. So in meditation, if your mind travels into some other time or space or idea, your job is to simply come back. And that leads me to the second essential. Be kind to yourself. There's not a good time to beat yourself up, period, but especially in meditation. We are going to stop doing that because it doesn't get you where you want to go anyway, and it's just a bad habit. So thoughts are okay. Your job is to refocus your attention back on whatever our meditation is. Secondly, be kind to yourself. Third, begin with a beginner's mind. You might say, "I know all about meditation. I've been to so many of your meditations." Yes, I like to suggest that you listen to the Greek philosopher Heraclitus, who said, "You cannot step into the same river twice because new water is always flowing in." Not only that, you're different. So you cannot step into the same meditation twice, even if you've done this many, many times before. And maintaining that beginner's mind allows for all possibilities. The fourth essential is to not to try to have a certain experience other than the one you're having. Now that's a challenge for many of us because most often we're in a certain place and we want to be somewhere else. Or we're having a certain experience, but we want something else. So this is a practice of contentment, of having the experience you're having without trying to mood make, pretend it's something different, uh, not appreciate what's going on now. And lastly, let's meditate for the entire period of time. So we're going to meditate about 20 minutes and I'll be keeping track of the time. Your job is, if you want to take it on, to meditate along with us. Ideally sitting comfortably. upright in a dignified posture. But if you have to lie down, you can do that. It may turn into a nap, but we won't hear you. Um, Third, you can open your eyes anytime you want to, or adjust your posture anytime you want to. Because if you're uncomfortable, it can take your mind away from the practice. Now, yesterday we had a great meditation conversation with the teachers in training, and we all realized that mostly what meditation does is it helps us to become much more self-aware. You're also becoming more situationally aware. But what does this do? This allows you to make better choices, more nourishing choices. When you notice, for instance, if your mind is drifting away to a plan about what's going on this weekend, you simply bring your attention back. But you can't do that without self-awareness. So meditation helps you to become much more present to your life, self-aware, helps you be kinder to yourself, and it helps you to kind of slip out of this prison of social conditioning. And I think all of us here are pioneers in some way. So let's do this. Let's sit down and relax. Now your hands can be face up on your lap, clasped gently in your lap, face down on your lap, or even doing some of these mudras that some people like to do. But whatever you do, find comfort here. I'm going to first guide you into a mindfulness practice, and we'll also end with a mindfulness practice. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that and you're not driving. And as you do that, you might begin to notice that you're much more aware of how you're feeling physically, or the sounds in the room, or even how busy your mind is. So sitting here with your eyes closed, you can begin to give yourself some deeper breaths through your nose, breathing in slowly and deeply, and breathing out slowly and fully at your own pace. Letting your whole body fill up with air and letting it all go on the exhale. This sends a signal to your body that it's okay to relax here. You're safe. And as you do this, you might notice that your body is starting to release tension naturally. And now allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm and depth. I invite you to become aware of the sounds in the environment. Welcoming what you hear, whether it's near or far, whether you deem it pleasant or unpleasant. And simply welcoming what you hear without even needing to label the source of the sound. You might notice that some of the sounds are coming from inside your body. Perhaps you hear your heartbeat or your tummy gurgling. Or the breath. As you sit here, allow everything to be as it is. There's no need to struggle. You're simply sitting here, supported and relaxed, and naturally breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Welcoming everything. resisting nothing. And as you sit here, you might begin to notice your body. Perhaps you can sense your eyes or your forehead. Invite your eyes, your forehead, and your entire face to soften. Noticing the sensations as you tuck your chin just a little bit and allow the back of your neck to lengthen slightly. Inviting your shoulders to lower as you allow your hands to rest easily in your lap. Noticing the sensations of your clothing on your skin. Or the support underneath your rear. Take a moment to notice the sensations from the top of your head down to your toes, and inviting your body to relax just a little bit more as you breathe naturally. As you feel the breath entering and leaving your body, you might soften your belly. And notice the way the chest rises and falls with each breath. Letting everything be as it is. As you turn your attention to the gentle rise and fall of your chest, you might even imagine that there's a bright light behind your breastbone. The light of love or the light of your awareness. And see, feel, or imagine it as it glows from inside you. If you like, you can even put your hand on your chest to keep your attention here. We're going to be asking ourselves a few questions silently. Now, this is a practice of asking questions, not a practice of making up or coming up with an answer. Though inevitably, an answer will arise to meet the question at some point in your life. So keeping your attention in the heart center, you can silently ask yourself, who am I? Who is this one sitting here? Who am I? You can ask yourself a few times silently. And you can rest in the silence, letting that question echo. These are not questions we answer with our mind. We simply ask. And you may immediately receive some sort of visual or sound or sensation that meets the question, or you simply might be left with the question. The next question you can ask yourself is, what do I long for? What do I long for? What is my heart's desire? Again, asking yourself a few times and then resting in the stillness. And the last question for this inquiry is, how can I best love myself? How can I best love myself? Ask yourself a few times, then return to the stillness. And letting the questions go and any answers that may have met the questions. You can allow the hands to move from your heart back to your lap. Letting go of any tension that may have crept into your body. You can bring your attention once again to your breath. Noticing the inhale and the sensations of the fresh air entering your nostrils. And on the exhale, the warmed breath as it exits your nostrils. Notice the way the body moves with the breath. And turn your attention to the pauses between each inhale and exhale and inhale. Perhaps you're being breathed. As you step into each moment anew, each breath anew. Tuning in now to any subtle sound you might hear in your breath. We're going to be introducing a mantra now that's based on the subtle sounds. An ancient mantra that you simply repeat silently in conjunction with breathing. On the inhale, the mantra is Ham, spelled H-A-M but pronounced Ham. On the exhale, the mantra is Sa, S-A-H, Sa. Inhaling hum, exhaling sa. Continuing to practice like this. Hum on the inhale, sa as you exhale. It's an anchor for your awareness to take you to deeper levels of silence as it interrupts the thoughts that you're having. Hum on the inhale, sa on the exhale. You might even hear the sound in the sound of your breath. As you repeat this mantra, there's no need to force or concentrate. You simply repeat it easily, like you're hearing an internal chant. Hum on the inhale, sa on the exhale. And if the mind wanders off to another time and place, you can reintroduce the mantra with ease and gentleness. This is a practice. Letting your whole body relax as you repeat the mantra. I'll keep track of the time as we meditate together for a few more minutes. And keeping your eyes closed, stop repeating the mantra and simply rest in being. Rest in the stillness. Rest in contentment. And as you sit here, you can invite some deeper breaths through your nose. Notice how you feel as you keep your eyes closed and mindfully move from meditation into activity. You might stretch into the space around you. You might reflect on the questions you asked. Who am I? What is my heart's desire? And how can I best love myself? Remembering and recalling this center point of peace, how you feel now throughout your day, finding ways to cultivate more peace in your life and be the ripple effect. You can slowly begin to open your eyes at your own pace. There's no rush. You might decide to stay like this for a while. You can open your eyes first with a downward gaze, and then open them all the way when you feel ready. I started today with talking about the mystic Hildegard of Bingen. And one of her quotes that she said was, "Dare to declare who you are. It's not far from the shores of silence to the boundaries of speech." So you might even say something to yourself with, "I am." Whatever it is you believe you are. I am a child of God. God is alive and interacts through me and with me as me. I am already protected. Whatever your affirmation or how you want to claim who you are is, let's take that initiative that Hildegard talks about. Dare to declare who you are to yourself. I invite you to write what you declare if you like in the chat. I'm also going to play for you a song she has written, which talks about how the divine is in every living thing. She's a big environmentalist and lover of nature. Let's see if this works out. Thank you for joining me for that beautiful song. I will put the name of it in the chat here if I can get it. And actually, I'll share it with you. And I would love to hear from you. How are you? What's going on? How was the meditation for you? And better yet, are you a mystic? Do you see the divine in everything? I just put my website in the chat here, and this is the name of the song from Spotify. And I'm going to invite you to unmute if you want to share something, and I'm going to stop recording.